hear myself, and I don't want that. How's everyone doing tonight? I saw exclamation points here, so I want to make sure that there's not a new claimable thing. Daily claimable thing. Okay, perfect. All right, so Ascendant Part 2 is upon us right now. Well, Ascendant Day 2. Let's see what they gave us for scoring mechanics this time. So we have Prototype Forbidden Tech. Much as expected from yesterday's patch notes. Still have Rare and Epic Artifacts, Mastery Artifacts. Ooh, those are given pretty decent points. Because if I can squeeze out... seven of them? 7 epics? That'd be enough to finish off that event. We also have Premium Mirror Dust. Yeah, that is 10 million points. Premium Mirror Dust, Pioneer's Crest, Smuggled Study. Okay, I have a lot more confidence in today's stuff than I did yesterday's. What do we have for synergy events today? We have Artifact Hunt, which is spending artifact tokens. That could play into our upgrades. I'm going to run through Refinery really quick. And let's get, hopefully, some artifacts ready to unlock. Well, not necessarily unlock, but do upgrades on at least. It's unlikely that there'd be one to unlock. I think the only stuff that has to be unlocked is like some of the epic stuff, and I haven't been collecting any of the chests for those. I haven't been doing those redeems. So uncommon, that's the only uncommon that we have. Rare, I'm gonna be maxed out on. See, like these ones, I don't think there's anything that I have that's close enough within like 2. I think that's the max that I can pull in any of these ones is 2. Yeah. So if I see anything that's in the epic category that's within 2, then I know I might have a chance at it there. I didn't get any of the epic or any of the rare pulls here, the artifact choices. Now, if I get lucky when I get down to maybe the isometric or the isomatter, excuse me, there might be some stuff in there, but I think most of that might already be at the point where it's being converted into excess shards. I guess crown, maybe not. All right, let's see if there's stuff to pull here. Not right now. I've got one chest here. And I've got probably 8 chests. At least 7. Okay, I think that was enough to finish that one off. 40 rare feels... Well, I got ahead of the curve, so that should be finished. Okay, that one is done. So let's look at our artifacts. Collect these away teams here. All right, look at artifacts, see what's upgradable. I've got 3 epics and a rare. It's getting close to the requirements I need to finish doing Mbenga's storybook. I need 1 more to hit level 12. We're already at just about halfway on Anomalous Insight. Okay, so this Catan telescope. So there's gonna be 2.5 million times 5 levels, so 12. That'll get us up to 40. Where we at? 47, so 60-ish. 58, 57. All right, I need to collect some more of the artifact remnants. I went through a lot of these the other day. It'd be nice if there was like the bulk button here where I could just say how much of the remnants that I want to have. But then there would be math involved because not all these give out the same amount. I don't think these all give out 1. I think some of these do give out more than 1. But I could be wrong. There we go. Now we're in the high value ones. But that does make this one a lot more convenient with the max shards thing, because now when I get to the uneven amount in this one. It'll be at 39. Now I'm gonna have to choose that for me. Because that sliding scale was always kind of a tough one to hit, especially on mobile. And not too bad on PC if the DPI on the mouse is set up kind of, you know, like on the control side versus speed side. But there's definitely times like if I was in here doing a lot of specific claims and stuff where I needed to do certain numbers for certain things, I'd actually drop the DPS on my mouse. 1360, so we need 200 more. It would be nice to see a little bit of a push past 50, but I'm guessing they settle on that for, well, it could be a lag thing, but it could also just be a control mechanism so people don't overrun what they needed to do. So Janeway's pocket watch needs artifact gallery 70. If I do that, I can increase Mbinga's storybook. Which that will take some lat. That gave Ferengi exchange tokens. Oh, the Chronicle of the Ascendant was giving Ferengi exchange tokens. Okay. That was looking a little bit weird. So I've got premium mirror dust. And I've got the prototype Forbidden Tech. Being is pretty much everything's home. I don't know if my prototype Forbidden Tech has a... I think the Orion bomb is the only one that I have. I don't know if I have any upgrades available on that. I do. Well, it's kind of... I don't know what ship I have that would need this the most right now. Like, this might be like a put on Discovery kind of thing. That might be the ship that it's on. I don't even know. Alright, so I don't have any more of the Tear Up Catalyst. But got that knocked out. Got to spend some of that stuff. That's a great benefit. So, Mirror Universe, see what we can do for some premium spend. I really didn't think that was going to become the main scoring metric here. I spent a little bit of it the other day. I believe it was the station module efficiencies. I got that up to where I could without having to do prerequisite stuff to it. But I think that's my main focus right now anyways. So I think I'm probably gonna end up having to do this, back down to probably the hostile damage. All right, got that knocked out. Is that enough? That should be enough then. That completed it. That was way more stuff that we could score off of compared to yesterday. That felt so much better. Okay, Forbidden Tech, artifacts. So if I happen to be able to get a couple more artifacts later, then I can do those. I still have Pioneer's Crests and Aggregation Smuggled Studies. I need to do the aggregation thing anyways. Forbidden Tech upgrade. Aggregation critical damage, no. Apex Shred and Wave Defense. That feels like a pretty good one. All that stuff against aggregation hostiles. Don't care about that. Isolytic damage against augment exile hostiles is... I don't think that's a bad one. Like, I think that carries some decent value, but I'm able to hit up to my warp range right now, so I'm pretty comfortable with where that's at. Other than that, I think I can do an outpost. I've got all my below deck slots taken up. I did see the suggestion that having Yuki... It should be Yuki and Marcus, probably. No. But I should swap Yuki and 5. Actually, we'll do this the other way. That'll be easier. The ship ability is piercing, right? Yes. Because then we're putting our loot boosting officer on the ship that has the highest power. That should be good. So I'm going to swap these two out in my presets. Because that is better long-term planning. Now I do realize that I don't have Hull Breach. So I'm going to swap out Darvinic for Lorca. And then I'm going to send this off to do a 63. Too far. Okay, so I want to do Exocomp for Explorer damage. And I don't have a big battleship damage one. But I do have a 200% battleship damage one. They have a general combat one here. No. All right, so we'll set up. These are isolatic damage. I've got Palea on this ship. I'm gonna put Palea on this ship instead. And then I'm gonna put what is it? What do they call him now? Joachim. On that ship. I'm gonna miss him less on my cube than I would miss him here. And then for cube, I will replace with Davik. Yeah. That's not just waves for her, right? Non-armada hostiles. I'm even gonna save this to my preset 1 so that I don't have too much conflict happening. And then when this is getting close to kicking off, I'm going to enact Lorca's Fist and let her buck. I don't think I've tried a 63 yet. And then I have to remember to upgrade the outpost because I've been forgetting that horribly. I'm too nervous to start it too early. I keep on thinking that if I stretch it out as long as possible, then I can get it to last out past where it needs to be, but I keep on forgetting that it's 5 minutes until the next action after this one. I'm sure this will be fine. All right, half the Negvar is gone, but 95% of the Kaskari survived, which is perfect. So that should give me a good boost on outpost starting stuff here, which means I should be able to do an upgrade. Oh no, I'm so close. Oh, I'm a lot further than I thought I was. I thought I was just one start off of it. Okay. All right, so for Armada, credit information should technically qualify for non-Armada hostile. No, credit information would be Armada. Because that's not entity. Hostiles. That PvP. Non-Armada hostile. She does both. Non-player hostiles or Armadas. Dzok is a state. Odo does things. Rutherford wouldn't be a horrible one. Let's see if I've got any good upgrades. Nothing fantastic. Awesome sauce. Let's see. That one's at 5.3. That one's at 19.5. Not big. All right. So they've both got statuses applied. So I guess I will apply static. No. That one. Anti-static. All right, so we're not going to be able to make it 72 rounds the way it looks. I think that we took a pretty decent chunk of damage there. Not bad. We killed all the shields on that thing this time. That's a pretty decent showing. I think that's still probably going to be worth it to do the 63 over the 60. I haven't mathed it out, but I can see how long it goes and make an estimate and see what the payouts are. Run the numbers, do the math, work the spreadsheets. All the information is available to us to be able to make a good decision, so take advantage of it and decide if that little bit of a punch-up boost is going to benefit enough or not. But I have pretty good expectations that it'll balance out at least. At a minimum, it's going to be a target that's going to be less pursued, so there'll be less competition for it. So it'll be good to know that it's a option, even if 60 ends up being a little more advantageous. Oh, I forgot we had hostile hunt going on too with this. That one that's damaged? No. That one, oh, that doesn't even have a charge yet. I was debating if I was going to have the hull left over to be able to attack the second one even. But that looks to be the case. Oh, that's not going to make it that far across the system. Yeah, definitely not. X6094. I'm not even familiar with that system. Do we have full? Not quite full, but adequate. All right, let's make a second trip up here. I'll probably take 3 trips to actually do the hostile event. But I know it takes 2 to do my hostile daily. Get that guy tagged. Alright, so there's some 69s up to the north here. Okay, come back down for the 70. Oh, it's already in queue. I think that one was already partially damaged. Yes, okay. Then 269's down there. Got one over here. Perfect, those are off in the same direction. That's not damaged yet. This one should be damaged. Actually, I probably should have damaged this one, and then I could have went back up to that one. Ooh, 70. I love it when the big boys spawn in here. It gets kind of annoying when it just keeps on being 69s and 69s and 69s. That's going to be the hardest part about Op 70, I think, is trying to be able to get the hostile kills done. At least on the faction side. I can possibly cheat with the regular hostiles, doing Revenant space, doing hostiles there. I don't remember if the faction ones change with the dailies or if it's just with the faction rep. Oh wait, there's a 70 right there too now. And these 68 explorers are spawning everywhere now. Okay, so that one's done. Was that the hostile hunt? That might be the hostile hunt. Okay, so Hunt Battle Pass is done. Ferengi Exchange Hostile Hunt Battle Pass is done. We have one more day for Wave Defense. And then TC Trailblazer kicked off today. Alright, Outpost. That's 300 directives. Okay, nothing great there. Okay, Hostile Hunt done. Chronicle of the Ascendant done. Outpost events. Oh, I forgot to do my upgrade on the Outpost. That'll help a little bit. Good evening, Tin Man. How you doing tonight? Scam. He looks like scam.io. It's not, I'm not familiar with scam.io, but it's definitely something people would consider looks like a scam. Looking at a new PC at Neweggs. Neweggs isn't a bad spot to look. I think that's where I got most of the parts for mine right now. I can't wrap my mind around the fact that people enjoy this stuff. Yeah, it can be good for people, yeah. Everybody's got their own tastes and everything. Alright, Outpost events. Control center, upgrading. Don't have to do anything with that. Let's see. Outpost defender. We're gonna be able to do as much as we can there. I've only got a couple of starts, so whatever I get here is whatever points that I'm gonna get here. Outpost control upgrade. That's top 50. We got pretty decent scoring on that. So considering that there wasn't any actual progress on the SMS, to be able to get top 25, pretty good for one of those events. Let's see. That's a spending one we don't have to worry about. Ferengi Exchange. March of Progress. Cerritos event. Well, I thought it was smart. I could have done Cerritos alongside of the Hostile Hunt, but I will save that for my Augment Exile run. I still have the new missions to do. I haven't done those yet. Mission key hunter. I need to collect my mission keys for tonight. All right, mission key collected. Oh, where were we? Mission key hunter. Battle Pass Overflow, Final Weapon. And then daily events. So all that's left in this one is building and research. I'm saving as much stuff as possible, so that is going to be fine the way that it is. I'm going to switch Cube out for NX01. And I'm going to ship this off to Zindi Space. That is not Zindi Space. Where am I? Oh, I was over in I was over in the Formation Armada space. All right, send that off there. And then I don't know if I have another crew left to be able to do an Armada with. I do. We can make do with something here. Group Armada, so it doesn't really matter who I send. So yeah, every time I do this event, I like to do my armadas in Cardassian space. Actually, I should see 60, 80, 62, 11. I just transferred into this alliance at the beginning of last month, so I'm still working on my rep. I think. I don't think I'm back up to 100% rep with them. Okay, never mind, I am. Oh well. Good habits. People like to have these armadas too. Alright, this one's got 16 seconds left in it. How many people do we have? Okay, we've got 3, 4. I thought this node was staying up for a second. I want to start one. All right. So I don't want to attack the battleships because I've got a 50-50 shot of losing on those. I do want to attack the battleships. I just want to have enough of the interceptors killed to make it worthwhile to die to one of the battleships. Like if I do like a full round on interceptors, and then if I die on the battleships, I don't feel bad about it. My queue completely demolished. Oh no, that was sabotage. Okay. I don't know why the queue reset like that. Kirshara is a fickle beast. Like, it's absolutely fantastic when it works, but man, in a situation like that where you're planning to kill some easy things before you do some hard things, that can really screw you over. I keep on thinking that the outpost ones are an armada, and so I need to check on the status of the armada. I've got that 15-minute timer in my head. Okay, it's been 15 minutes since I last touched those. It's about time to touch them again. Okay, so that was one of the battleships killing me. Did I get enough? Did I get enough progression there to not have to worry about that anymore? No, that's not the right one. Although that will go hand in hand. I did. So then all I have to worry about is doing another Epic Armado. Ad break coming up in a little over a minute. All right, so that one. Does it count for joining? I don't even remember. Is it joining or is it completing? I'm pretty sure it's starting. Starting. Yeah, spending directives. Oh, let's see. I'm gonna see if I can find an ore node. Those are usually in pretty high demand.
Yo, this shit is just crazy, man. Nah, I'm trying to. Yeah, we can do that. Yo, you got that salad, my brother? All I do is kick incredibly dope shit. Posted in the basement while
That's a hell of a shadow around that. I never noticed that before.
All I do is kick incredibly dope shit. Posted in the basement while sipping a potion. Suppressed all emotions so my mind stay focused. Third eye perceptions make them chakras open. Yeah, built from the bottom with a solid foundation. Mixing liquid.
See, there I go again, thinking that I need to revisit that item. Okay, so Hostile Hunt was done. I need to make sure that I have my faction daily done. I have 50 there. And there, 50 there. Okay, so faction daily's done.
All I do is kick incredibly dope shit. Posted in the basement while sipping a potion. Suppressed all emotions so my mind stay focused. Third eye perceptions make them chakras open. One time. All I do is kick incredibly dope shit. Posted in the basement while sipping a potion. Suppressed all emotions so my mind stay focused. Third eye perceptions make them chakras open. Built from the bottom with a solid foundation. Now we up at the top and I love the elevation. Blood sweet blazing, embrace the sensation. Passing the weed like Neji with the rotation. Tired of waiting, I think that our time is now. Finally approach the throne, earn the right to wear the crown. I smile cause these days it's hard to find a reason to. People worry about their jobs, spouse and revenue. We'll make it through, never stress about that cause we bounce back. Yo, we coming stronger than ever. Feel the pressure, no matter what, we only get better. People want change, you know we
Boy, those can go quick sometimes. All right, still have. Okay. I'm gonna have to just ignore the next one if he starts another one so that I can start one and get that taken care of too. Alright, so there is a node here. I'm gonna swap this back to cube. And I'm gonna make a run out to augment exile space. And because I need to kill some more epics. Well, I need to get more epic splicers. Oh, this is like a false. I hate it when that one pops up like that. It shows that there's two, but there's not really two. I have not gotten any additional chests from the outpost. I was kind of surprised about the Prenum or the complex nanotech. Must be just because it's a formation armada, but that still seems weird. I've never noticed that they gave that way before. Okay. $60.80 it is. Okay, final weapon done. I'm just gonna attack this thing right off the bat. I feel brave today. Usually I do kind of the same thing like I did in Zindi Space, where I'll attack, 5 or 6 normal hostiles just to make sure that the trip was worthwhile. Because I hate when you warp out like 3 or 4 minutes and then you end up just getting shipped back home immediately. Nothing to show for your efforts at all. I'm actually surprised how much of a beating the Negvar's taking on this outpost. Because it's usually if you do wish to undock your ship, confirm this warning and move your ship again. I don't want to confirm the warning because I don't want to move my ship. Let me out of here. That's not what I wanted. Absolutely not what I wanted. That's a scary button when it just says, yes, accept. And there's like kind of consequences if you were to accept it and would actually withdraw. Like, I like the fact that it's a strongly worded statement, but I still think there should be a cancel option on that screen. I don't remember if I still have the penny command set up so that it will take input. I don't know if the penny command was set up that way or not. The channel point redemption was originally set up that way.
Here's a thought for someone. If computers are so smart, why do they still think Control plus Z is the ultimate answer to all of life's mistakes? Maybe they just want us to undo our bad decisions, too.
Here's a thought for someone. Why do we park on driveways and drive on parkways? It's like the universe is just messing with our sense of direction.
Interesting. Independent credits. I don't understand that. Come on, respawn, you bitch. What about independent credits? The system here. It was kind of a weird way to say that it's an independent system or an independent outpost. Now waiting for Sigma independent credits. Yeah, that's kind of a given, isn't it? That would have to be a 70 plus only officer though. I'm definitely not going to say that would be impossible, but that could also be something tied in with like getting them past rank 5. Like if they gave them a rank 6. I could definitely see something like that. Yeah, Grush the Devils, I could see something like that. I mean, maybe even like I wouldn't see them expanding something like 5. It ended up having to cost 50 badges for the next rank. Yeah, that would be really interesting. Like I can see how something like that would be like a 60 plus or 70 plus mechanic to be able to get those officers past that point and have them do the Sigma faction credits for the upgrade. There's a guy with 960 people watching doing a sponsored STFC stream. That's interesting. Because like I know DJ's no Rev had showed a Streamlabs sponsorship, and there was a lot of dollar opportunity there. I know like I have a one with Stream Elements, and that pays out for up to 20 people to do things. The one with Streamlabs was like up to 50 or something. But that could also be slight difference between like Rev's channel size and like my channel size, but you know, like even the 20-person one still had like a $1,500 payout or something like that. Like they're throwing a lot of money out towards those sponsorships to get new people to join. That also invalidates some of their numbers and metrics for new people in the game too. Can't watch a hyper zoomer play this game. If they're still I should just raid out to it. Just kidding, just kidding. I won't do that to you guys. I see the one you're talking about. That's interesting. Yeah, that'd be a different a different stream for sure. But I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, if that person actually introduces new people to the game and new people that enjoy the game and, you know, get to play that revamped lower level experience, you know, good for them. Or if they play just long enough for that streamer to get paid, that's good too. Maybe because I work in a middle school, but it makes me die a little inside listening to this. Yeah, I'm not around it a lot. You know, like friends' children, my nieces are a little bit younger than that still. So like I get around it enough to be familiar with it. And I guess to appreciate not having to be in it that much. But yeah, like there's a very large portion of the communities on Twitch that are in that Zoomer area. There's a large portion that's above too. I do engage in some of those communities, but a lot of them are really kind of like old schooler vibes kind of thing, where they're more along the lines of like a millennial than a Zoomer. He doesn't know who Kirk is. I mean, that's kind of a good thing. Like if they understand the content and stuff, I mean, yeah, you can't say that much about it. I mean, obviously, a vibe is a vibe. You're gonna either gonna enjoy it or you're not gonna enjoy it. You know, you can't be enforced to enjoy something. Every once in a while, I want to live in that kind of chaos, and I will go watch a random stream like that. Every once in a while. I think some of it's kind of like I don't know, checking the pulse on people in different generations and stuff, and you know, just getting some of that social exposure to different groups is kind of interesting sometimes. Obviously, I'm not in it that much. You're around it a lot more than I would be. So you already get that exposure, but for me, it's interesting to kind of do as like a little social experiment almost. Sometimes, a lot of times, it just makes me appreciate the. I'm going to use the term normal ones, but I don't really mean normal in a asserting positivity way. More in my direction. What's normal for me? There we go. My perception of what normal is. I know the ADD brain probably wouldn't settle around in here very long, but. That's funny. All right. Factions. I think we did everything in Romulan. I need to look at Augment Exile because I think that still needs some epic splicers. Okay, yes. One more trip to Augment Exile space. Get those Eggment splicers. The epic splicers. Where are we at? Back up there again. I keep on losing track of where I'm starting from. Because every time I start up in the credit information space, I always have trouble getting my bearings. And the Delta and Gamma Quadrant stuff is weird to find. Yeah. It's easier to find it by accident than it is on purpose most of the time. Like, I got a pretty good basis for it because I generally have my base set in the same general area. So I'm just used to going from, like basically 0-0 where my base is always at. And know that if I go in a specific direction, then I'm likely to hit it. And if I've gone too far, then I know when I've gone too far and I need to start usually swinging back to the west a little bit. I got it set up so my base is usually right off of the freebooter territories. So I know that if I go up, I'm going to run into Revenant space and I'll run into Augment space. So when I'm over here in this space, like it feels like it's kind of the right area. So I start going up and then I get to these and I'm like, that's not normal. The top left corner. That hasn't been there that long, really. Has it? I feel like that. I feel like the Jem'Hadar area and the Delta Quadrant was more in line. Yeah, like they shifted the Delta Quadrant up to put in the Krenim stuff. Hey, Big Booty, how you doing tonight? So I guess that's where we could probably expect our next content expansion. I keep on expecting them to put some other stuff in south of here. Still grinding. That is a never-ending cycle. I'm almost at the point of the night where I've got enough stuff to be able to do the rest of my refines. I take that back. I do have enough stuff to be able to do the rest of my refines. I just have to do a little bit more splicers. What ship is that? Ah. It felt all to place. Managed to run all of my transition crap at once today. Holy crap. That would actually irritate me a little bit. Trying to complete the Margin Part 1 mission. Is that the... No, that's Road Less Traveled that I was thinking of. Thinking that I had that one tucked away. GS41 strong enough to go like 30 or 40 hostiles grinding the G6 containers. Nice. Yeah, I'm kind of debating about whether I hit the I hit start on Op 71 on Tuesday night. So I'm debating about whether, or was it Tuesday morning or Wednesday morning? No, Tuesday morning. Yeah, it was Tuesday morning. I hit the start button for Ops upgrade for the Ascendant event, which had a very disappointing impact on that event. Trying to do in G5 epics. Because I think tomorrow the next Vengeance SMS runs. Unless they changed it in a way that it doesn't run like that anymore. So if I push the button, or if I finish everything up tonight, then I can not necessarily get started on Vengeance. My understanding is it's Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday? Or Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday or something? That's one of those allegedly things. Like, I couldn't find any concrete evidence of it or anything. I haven't asked either. But I think that was like part of the patch notes for last month. But I think somebody had said that they changed something about that this month again. But either way, I mean, I've got 54 days, so it's not really a lot of lat to speed it up. I can't do any upgrades for like the academy or anything like that, so I can't really advance my buildings. I can't get to the shipyard or anything right away, so I'm not overly anxious to do it. I just know there's generally like not a lot of points involved with it either. Like operations usually gives out like 2,000 points, so it's not going to count for any domination things or anything like that. We'll have to see if I get lucky on the DTI stuff, then yeah. I have a 3-month-old, so I can't ever be sure I'll get 30 minutes straight, so I'm basically hand to mouth on Sigma speed ups. I have no ambition to do the MU grind. I've pushed most of mine through Mbanga Storybook and the Serene Squall Refinery and the DTI store. Like, that's where most of mine come from. Karen Sigma speedups. I haven't been doing much in the arenas. I always run out of ambition on arena day. Because by the time like the arena starts, it's like I'm already like ready to be done playing. Like I've almost got the I don't know if that's the first reputation milestone. Yeah, I haven't gone very deep into this one at all. Soon though, I think once I get to the shipyard 70. Once I get to shipyard 70, then I'll be able to go back and backfill some of the PvP research I've been skipping. Well, that's nice that you can get a little bit of time. It's not a big time sink to do one arena. Like, it's a little bit less than like doing like a wave or anything like that. Because it is one of the more flexible things to be able to do. Well, I keep on missing these things starting. All right, so that one is done. So I mean, that should be able to do epic on the margins part 2. That's making progress. Just wish it ran twice a week instead of once. I have mixed opinions on that one. I have a feeling that if it did run twice a week, it would probably take some of the participation out of it, like decrease it. But I would love to have the opportunity to be able to do a little more variability with it for sure. I think I don't have any favors that take uncommon. I have a couple left. There's that rare. That's rare, that's uncommon. So once I get rid of these last 2 uncommon ones, I can start spending that into the officers a little heavier. Double quantum slipstream pull. Twice a week would be the best compromise between concentrating players and convenience. Yeah. I did kind of like the Tuesday night thing in a way. I feel like Tuesday nights were kind of a... Well, then that kind of rolls into faction or like during reset day or whatever. I think Fridays are a good choice. I just don't know if they would do like Fridays and Saturdays. Mondays and Thursday. Maybe Mondays and Fridays. Mondays and Fridays or Wednesdays and Saturdays. I think you'd have a better chance to catch people that do like overnight shifts or do some kind of a flex schedule. Like, I mean, it wouldn't help me that much because I work full time. But Monday's mining day too. I think that would prevent some people from joining it just because they don't want to pick up their miners. Oh, I definitely agree it's obsolete and some people take it way too seriously, but some people still do it for the Alliance. I mean, it still has decent payout to people that are in the lower levels. So like your G4 players get some stuff there. All I gotta say is I'm really thankful that they didn't completely screw over today's Ascendant event. They left enough of the scoring mechanisms in place to be able to get that done. I got a little nervous yesterday when I was reading like the stuff that they were taking out. I was kind of debating about what was gonna be left. But they didn't seem to They didn't seem to do too much like they did to yesterday's. Yesterday's was rough. Yeah, yesterday they went in with a chainsaw, today a scalpel. Yeah. Yeah, like somebody yesterday it was like somebody going to the doctor's office to get a hangnail removed and end up losing their entire arm. Yeah, I understand the content that they cut out was aged. I just think they should have done like a gradual phase out where they cut the points down on it or something. Because like most of those buildings, you know, most people should have them pretty far along. And so if you can spend on them, they're taking a fairly high amount. So I think cutting the points per part wouldn't have been too bad of an idea, but I don't think that's a decision that they could make on the fly. They made a rash decision and, you know, did more than they needed to as always, but I need a wave defense. I can't do a wave defense right now. Not with the outpost going. I don't think I have a strong enough. I don't have 3 strong enough ships after that, I don't think. I don't think a G5 Epic would hang in an elite solo. I also don't know if I have any of the crews available. That's interesting. Yeah, the scoring choices were all things that I wasn't prepared to do. Because it was... I gotta go back and look just to make sure. It was the outpost. Outpost, Recon Locust, and Transigen Forge. I wasn't at a point that I could upgrade the Recon Locust or Transigen Forge yesterday. And the outpost, I didn't have anything worthwhile to be able to do to it. There was a lot of people that had the DTI credits ready to go into Seska. Like, part of me makes that wonder if that wasn't part of the reason things got cut. Let's see. Can I do enough stuff in here? I can do enough stuff in here. I kind of don't want to do a defense wave today because for some reason I feel like that's gonna end up being like some kind of a scoring mechanic on another event. So I'm just gonna stretch out what I have. What is Exporg? Exporg. There's nothing there. That's fake. It's a fine reason, but they need to just make a policy that they give us warning and chance to burn our stockpiles. Yeah. Yeah, that's why definitely I think a ramp down. Like if they tell us that, hey, you know, like if you see the point decrease, or even if they actually have that in their event notes saying that, hey, this is going to be the last time that you see this event or this scoring mechanic in this event. That'd be awesome. That'd be. Oh, I need real Crenums too. Normal Crenums. We must be done. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I don't have to pull that tonight. I've got my static chest. I'm just slowly picking up Seska shards as I run through this store. I'm kind of trying to save it as an opportunity to pick her up later too. Whatever the next officer event is what I'm going to go through and start upgrading a bunch of my officers. I have a few that are right at that point. All right, so it's a 30-minute speed up and a 1-day speed up. Is 1 day and 30 minutes sign that they want me to go to level 70 tonight? I had wondered if it was 10 o'clock there for a second, the way that took time. All right, what round count are the waves at? Or the waves? So we're at wave 16. So I'll probably get to about 22, maybe 25. That's a little bit better progress in there than I thought it was going to be. If I'd put my cube in, I probably would have been able to get to like the 40s or 50s. But it's hard to put up the cube for sacrifice. Did crack the top 100 on the regional defender event. That's kind of impressive. All right, run through these claims real fast. Let's see, I did that one. I don't have a de-sealing rod. Oh, I need to do G6 rares, but tomorrow should be Vindicator event. Yeah. Yeah, depending on what they do for ship upgrades, they might be able to do some decent stuff in the Ferengi store for getting parts. The timing on my ship upgrades is going pretty decently in line with the way the event's landing. All right, that's done. A little bit of time still. Let's get some Q's trials in. Oh, I hate that that button is covered. That's so annoying. I remember actually earlier today I was debating about doing Q's trials before I started the outpost. That was the wrong button. Actually, what is that one? Friendship 1 probe is ready to restore. What are these other ones? So the Krenum hair is 3 away. I think that one was timed out. Yeah. Let's snooze ads. That makes Q's trials such a pain in the ass. Like, I don't feel like I need the outpost button there. I don't know what they're gonna do to make it different, but man, I can't wait till they do something. I mean, it's such a minor thing. I can definitely see how something like that could make it past a QA. A QA or a testing phase or something like that. Like, I definitely see how not having Q's trial button wouldn't be on the top of somebody's radar. But if they had the play testing last like 2 days or something like that instead of probably like a couple of hours, I think stuff like that would get fleshed out a little bit better. Is that 5 already? It was. Okay. All right, so bring that back to base. Bring that back to base. False refinery thing for these damn artifacts. All right, away teams. Well, that was a little bit of a rougher refresh. Actually, that's a 12-hour one. We can just let them go. Okay, so I don't care about those events. None of these are going to be done in like 10 minutes or anything. Okay. Well, I think that wraps things up for tonight then. What is the gift thing? Okay, that's an actual gift. Thank goodness. All right, so summary. We've got Season Battle Pass done. Outpost and Ferengi. Leaving Ways for tomorrow. Hostile Hunt is done. Chronicle of the Ascendant is done. Outpost events. There wasn't an SMS to be completed. The building one can only do what you can do there. Not doing Prime. Multiphasic Hunter is a thing. Cerritos. I don't really care about getting this one complete. I've got all the research and stuff done that I need to get done there. I don't care about 4-star materials. Got the mission key for today. Did the final weapon. Did my 2 epic armadas. Did the Zindi hostels. And then did the mining and the artifact bundle claims. So that's everything. We're gonna go ahead and call that a night. Thanks everybody for stopping by, spending some time with me. And I think I saw Samo was just coming live earlier. Yes, so let's go out and give a raid out to Samo. All right, I will be live again tomorrow night. We'll go over what day 3 of the Ascendant looks like and whatever other events are popping in. I don't remember if there was anything special that was popping up, but yeah. Again, thanks for stopping by tonight. Hope everybody has a great Thursday and enjoys the rest of their evening.